So here's my impression of a Native American hiding drugs in his mouth. Native American hiding drugs in his mouth. It's a good joke. So today I worked as a casting recruiter for a hair club for men commercial. Yeah, I was in charge of gathering people to go on this shoot, and they told me, well, Kevin, do you have any bald friends? Well, my friend Latoya's track fell out. My friend Mike, he's so bald, I saw him scalp a blonde because he loved her Goldilocks. These are good. It's all new shit. Read that Tupac is getting his own Broadway musical. It's a West Side Story. Will Smith wants his son Jaden to be an actor and his daughter Willow to be a rapper. Parents just don't understand. But yeah, went to film school, got out about 4 years ago. Work's been kind of on and off, and all my friends tell me the same thing. Well, why can't you film porn, man? What's so hard about filming porn? And you know how hard it is to do your job when some guy's balls are just smacking against your camera? Couldn't do that, but I mean, I could direct porn though. That's easy. I mean, you just tell people how to have sex. All right, get on your knees. Good girl. All right, I want to go home now. Aim for her face this time. This silence. So, my girlfriend wanted to play the board game Sorry, but it's for ages 7 and up. Sorry. Shit, left my notebook over there. John, can you bring that to me?
$10.
Not a little black book, a little black book. Thanks, dude. You can throw it, no one cares.
Good catch.
Thank you.
It's good.
Oh yeah, the other day on the road I saw a bumper sticker of a rebel flag that said Succeed, S-U-C-E-D-E. And I laughed because I thought he misspelled succeed. Thanks, man. My friend Jeremy is so black, he puts purple dye in his toilet water. It's not even like a joke, it's like that actually happened. I go to his bathroom, we were smoking weed at his house, and I'm just like, dude, your toilet water's purple, and you're black. That's funny. This is a good one. So my mother is a chemist. She does in vitro fertilization. Basically mixes sperm with an egg, puts it in a tube, makes a baby. Basically, my mom gets paid to experiment with semen. But under a microscope, not in front of a camera. Gotta clarify for people. Yeah, but she can isolate different traits in your DNA so you can pick the gender, race, hair color, and eye color of your baby. The Nazis would have loved that shit, right? We want 550,000 blonde-haired, blue-eyed white babies, yeah? You know that time they spent building bombs? Should have been playing with our own semen. And she actually tells me she wants to freeze my mom says she wants to freeze my sperm now just in case by the time I'm 30, I'm just as lonely as I am at 24. And, alright, yeah. And that would just be weird because then I'd have to, because one day the kid's gonna ask me, well, where's my mommy? There was no mommy. I gave birth to you, I raised you, now you're here with us. Hence your name, Anakin Skywalker Javier Cortazar. Star Wars reference. One more, just because I want your opinion on this. I think it's sad when a firefighter dies on the job, but at least the cremation's free, right?
Oh.
All right, Kevin.
Yes.
So was that all new?
A couple things were new, a couple things I've done before.
What were the ones you've done before?
Native American hiding drums in his mouth, a firefighter bit, the filming porn bit, the Will Smith Tupac one was new, the Hair Club for Men one was new, and oh, the Purple Water, that was new too.
Yeah, the purple, is that a true story?
Yeah.
First, let's just talk about you on stage, how you're delivering. Like, with who are your influences for comedy?
Harlan, Hedberg,
That's right, we talked about
Hannibal Buress.
that. When you usually deliver, you usually go joke to joke, is that your style, is it?
I usually don't do segues, I mean, I sneak a couple of them.
Yeah, that's fine, I mean, there's plenty of guys that are super successful doing that, but I just want to get a feel for where you want to go. Because you do, yours is, I'm trying to figure out,
Do lots of little ones.
yeah, which is fun, it's like, one of my favorite comedies. I mean, that's you, that's your thing, it's just like, but you alternate between kind of clean and then like total sick. You have this huge.
Yeah, usually like when I'm at an open mic, I'll start off really clean and then just gradually go dirty.
Yeah, that generally, open mics, that tends to happen a lot because people won't pay attention a lot of times. They think because you're not doing it. I don't know, and you can weigh in on this too. What do you think? Should it be that much of a?
Should I just go more like just one set all clean stuff and one all dirty or kind of?
I would definitely I don't know, I mean, it's hard to say because you're doing like a cutesy Will Smith joke. And then at the end, you're talking about dead firemen burnt up. So it's a wide range, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying you can't do that. You can do whatever you want. Maybe have two different sets. Maybe have your set that's a little more early show, a set that's late show, or maybe don't listen to a word I'm even saying.
Mix them up.
But it's hard to go because, the way they are in here, like when you do, I don't want to say the audience can't follow, but when you have a clean joke and then a really crazy sick one, and then a clean one, and then a really twisted one, and a clean one, I don't know.
Throws them all.
It kind of does.
It limits your work too.
Yeah, and it does limit your work, number one.
If you put it all together clean, you're gonna work more.
Yeah. If
All
from the
together
business
dirty,
side.
you're gonna kill a Friday late show.
Right.
So
And the sick ones are gonna get it. And the fireman joke, that's gonna be a joke that kills or bombs, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
Exactly how it is.
it will, I can tell, it's a good joke,
Remember
but
it.
they're gonna remember it, because it's funny, but it's also, there's gonna be people that like, firemen are heroes. That's just life, you're gonna get that, it's the same thing with an STD joke, or the same thing with, making fun of a veteran,
Homes,
There's somebody just apologized for, there's a comic that was on New Year's Eve. She did a show. It was ridiculous what it was. I never heard her. I never heard her. Yeah.
What'd she do?
I just saw her on the thing. I just read what it was about. I'm like, you're kidding me. That's what it was about? Because it was some product. What was it about?
Spaghetti.
Right, yeah. It was such a
That's like the last, only food that those kind of people.
Right, that's the last thing they eat before they eat, yeah. But look at the fallout she got from that.
But she did post, I'm not gonna apologize because I'm not sorry.
She
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
and that's the
That was
thing.
good.
And I hate to bring him up because I have to, but another guy that doesn't apologize is Daniel Tosh until he had to apologize for that rape joke. And the thing is, but did it hurt his career? No. Is he not gonna work? No, he's gonna sign for $1 billion, zillion with Comedy Central. So, it is what you want it to be. Write your jokes the way you want to write them, but in the beginning, if you want to work, it's going to be tough. You can't MC with those jokes. Some of them you can, some of them you won't be able to do.
Make it consistent.
Yeah,
Split them up, don't lose your jokes.
right.
Just go
Money.
Go either all clean
Yeah.
or all dirty.
Yeah. And then the other thing
Just make
is,
them all make sense, because right now they're like, here, you're here, you're here.
right, you want, like, the fireman joke, it's a joke.
Yeah, don't lose it.
I honestly think that's it. You obviously can write those kind of jokes. Have a chunk of those next time. Let me see what your shit is with that. Yeah. Well, and then this is what I was going to say. Your voice is powerful. She's 100% right. So whereas she needs to be closer to the mic, and you need to know this, because you come across and it loses something in the delivery. So having the mic up here, you got a good, strong, deep voice. So when it's right there, it's even more over those speakers, it's overbearing. So just drop it a little bit, and that's just a technical note. But if it's not brought to your attention, it might take you a year to learn that. And go like, why the fuck isn't that working? Because if you raise your voice in a joke, or you go to a different level and it's that close, it's going to blow out.
Especially in this club.
And especially with sounds. And that's, a lot of that's sometimes comics do, especially guys with strong voices. But women usually don't have a problem with that unless it's like a real bull type. You have a strong voice, so you need to be aware of that when you're doing your act. I tend to get very loud, so I have to really hold the mic down when I do it because I get real vocal, and then when I want to talk, when I'm talking normal voice, I can be right here, and it's great. In other clubs, it's different. In an open mic, it's different because the sound system sucks. This is state-of-the-art shit here, you know. So if you're blowing it out, it's going to blow out. You won't understand words, and that's what you have to be careful of too with your accent.
Okay.
At times, because when you're, you know, when it's deep like that, that's when you lose words.
Okay.
And the same will happen for you even without an accent because it's so deep and you go like that. It's going to be like on there. You might lose the punchline on that. So just be aware of that. But as far as your writing, come in next week with all some new one-liners, the way you write the jokes. You know, that's you have your style. I don't see you acting out a lot up there doing things.
No, I don't
Other
really do all
than
that.
the balls.
Yeah. Oh, that was the.
I love, you committed to the balls.
At first, the ball joke, I was like, but when you went to every different position, so slow it down when you're doing it. Because you were doing each thing so fast. When you go in each position, take your time getting to the position. Don't feel like you got to rush to it. So if you're doing the one with the legs up like this and you're like, and then you go over to this position, you're getting every porn angle. That's funny. And then when you went down below, you're like, Jesus. You know, maybe make a comment to somebody else on the crew, like.
I don't want to do. I just haven't really had the opportunity.
Yeah. Practice that one again.
Like get off stage, go under a table with like a couple sitting there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I mean, obviously
Someone
Jake
last
was-
week, you
Well,
got
I
on
was-
stage and did
Well, that's Franco.
Oh, yeah,
What's
yeah.
the say?
What's funny is a joke can start out, and you know this too. At first you might be like, oh, that's okay, funny, but then you committed to it so much, it made me laugh. I thought, okay, that's good, I get it.
This
Keep
didn't last
fighting
too
by the
long.
third time you
Yes,
do it.
that's what it is. It goes over that to that point.
But what about the, maybe I could like incorporate the stool in it where I'm like kneeling in front of the stool.
Use that shit. Whatever you gotta do. I mean, you know, throw your leg up, turn around, go between your legs, look at the audience. Gee, I didn't even know this was a position. You can also comment while you're doing it, you know?
Like, dude, shake your taint.
Yeah. I think you shaved your taint on this angle. You know, that's the funny of it. So yeah, so that's
And that, the second part of that joke, did you like that one?
what was it? What
It
was
was
it?
like I can direct porn though, that's easy, I just tell people how to have sex. Yeah, get on your knees, good girl. Okay, I wanna go home now.
Oh, he's
Thanks for
one
his
shooting his
faces.
face, shooting the face. I don't know if you need that. I think
It's funny.
I don't know if you're just done after that. You might. I mean, try it, but if it seems like it's going too long and you're not getting the response after a few times you try that last part, then I just scrap it and then with the funny, you know, because you're going a long time there on that porn part like that. So, are you beating a dead horse? I don't know. All right. All right. So good. Yeah. So bring in some new ones too next week.